What's up, Muscle and Strength? This is Phil Heath, the gift your 5-time Miss Olympia here over at Beatz Concepts, where I'm going to take you guys on a great journey today, all throughout different parts of Denver. I'm here with my boy Chris Wilson, one of my great friends. He does an amazing job on all my cars. He was the one that got me into this crazy machine. We saw it, about 3 years ago at one of his shops, and Chris really knew what he was talking about when he said he could put some real monster power in it. To the University of Denver, where we're going to meet Ryan Patch. Great guy, man. I think he's going to help show me a trip down memory lane, you know, with the athletic department. Go see the new weight room, the new Pat Bowling Training Center, and go get to see Hamilton Gymnasium and all the new additions that the University of Denver has had, you know, over the course of the last year.
Glad you're back on campus.
Yeah. Going back to the University of Denver today, seeing the Richard Center, Magnus Arena, Hamilton Gymnasium, I'm still trying to process it because, you know, when I came out here, I didn't have really any friends, I didn't really know anybody, and it was the first time living away from home. And, you know, I met a lot of great people, I had a lot of cool teammates. During practice, we would do what they call mini game. So 10 minutes, running clock, full speed, game-like situation. Right after that, we did this thing called 3/16s. Now that's when we would get to that sideline right there, and we'd have to run to that sideline, back and forth, 16 times within 1 minute. And we had to do that 3 times. So 3/16s in 6 minutes.
You still got that speed, right?
No way. It started reminding me like all the funny stories and the pranks we used to pull on each other. I was like, wow, like this is where I scored, you know, my first basket at. This is where, you know, I watched one of my friends puke his brains out after having to run extra suicides. This is where we started training after my, what was that, sophomore year? Yep, after freshman year, we came into this facility, which originally was designed just for all the teams to lift weights in. So we would do like our power cleans, hang cleans, overhead squats.
It was the original weight room back in the day, and then we converted it into our indoor golf training facility.
Along these walls, we would actually have your traditional squat racks. I could put on muscle really quick, so you didn't want to get too big because you get muscle bound playing hoops, it's not going to work. But right around there, kind of had a feeling like, okay, you know, I'm gaining muscle faster than all the other guys. If I apply myself, let's see what can happen. So when I decided to bodybuild, it all kind of made sense, even to the people around campus. They're like, well, he was muscular when he played basketball, so it was quite an easy transition. See, I want some kid that may not be tall enough, may not be fast enough, may not just be skillful enough to say, well, I can be like him, I can still lift weights, and maybe that person can lift weights better than everybody else. But he won't be inspired unless he sees someone that is already doing it. They can be champions too in anything they want to do. They just have to come together, have purpose, and maybe use what I'm doing as a perspective to say, it can be done. Memory lane, my man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Always glad to have you back.
I'm gonna go to one of my favorite spots, Tokyo Joe's. There's tons of them here in Colorado, and now they're starting to branch out into other areas of the country. But it's where I go get a lot of my food, whether it be off-season or pre-contest. They cook everything clean, non-stop. So we're gonna go get our grub on there. So I'll do a big steak with extra steak, and then I'll have white rice, do spicy ackee on the side. I'll do broccoli, avocado, and hard-boiled egg, please. In the off-season, I can go anywhere from 5,000 to 8,000 calories in a day. It just depends on where I'm traveling to. Whereas pre-contest, you know, I start off at like 6,200 and then get down to like 4,300. Domestically, I can find a lot of different food companies. A lot have been really awesome to me, but internationally, it's always a little task because you have to figure out, okay, what can the hotel do for you? And can they do it round the clock? Because what if I'm jet lagged? Can they do 24-hour room service and then of what, burgers and fries? I can't have that. You know, I need to be able to have, you know, some chicken or steak. Off season, I mean, I'll have a cheat meal every day at some point, you know? But a cheat meal for me isn't like pizza and burgers and stuff. A normal cheat meal would be like sushi or something. Comfortable for me is 275. 280 is a little uncomfortable. I got up to 285 one year. I believe that was in 2013, 2014. I'll never do that again. Taking that competitive killer instinct that I had in basketball, transfer that into bodybuilding, and that's what created a champion's work ethic. And that's why I'm here today, is to show that what was once considered impossible, that you realize that no, it's not impossible. So I want everybody out there to find out what their gift is. And then when it's your time to show it, you inspire someone else. Gotta go train now over at Armbrust Pro Gym. I love that gym. You know, Dylan Armbrust, he got this gym quite some time ago and just made it my second home. So I've done every Olympia prep you guys have seen me train. I do it there, whether it be morning, noon, or night. One of the coolest things about living in Colorado is that I get a chance to train at Armbrust Pro Gym. This is the mecca of the Midwest, no question about it. What's up, man?
How's Olympia?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah?
It's good, yeah.
Tired?
You know it, traveling way too much, but you know, it's typical. Because now I'm back here, obviously trying to get a lift in. You know, this year I think was different than last year, or even maybe since I won my first Olympia. The intensity was a lot crazier, and you know, I had to come in here late. A lot of the people
It felt like it wasn't
nah,
the first one.
You know, everybody kind of gave you your space a little bit. And,
Yeah.
But when you win, I mean, and with social media now, like everybody's so excited.
You ever wonder, like, because you're the first champ to deal with social media, basically.
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman didn't do it. Jay Cutler, not
Not
just
too
kind
much.
of starting to get going. I mean, people like Lee Haney, Dorian Yates.
When you win at this level, being Mr. Olympia 5 times now, there's only Dorian, Arnold, Lee, and Ronnie who have more. That's 4 people in my way of being the greatest of all time. So that's part of my motivation to say that when it's all said and done, I was one of the greatest. A lot of people say, well, why would you want to bodybuild? Like, you don't get anything out of that. They can say, well, Phil Heath does. Not only was he, you know, a Mr. Olympia, but look at what he did with that title. He didn't just be the same as everybody else. He wasn't just the same gym rat. He was different.